Hello and welcome. I'm Eric, and Lee and Wilson are sitting across the table from me wearing plastic masks, dressed up as superheroes with nothing but a tiny slit to breathe through, and that means this must be the Assorted Crackers Halloween Special. So, today we're going to talk about what it was like to trick-or-treat back in the heyday of Halloween. We might share a few favorite horror movies, and we might even kick around a ghost story or two. We're excited. So what do you think, guys? We ready to get started?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Boom. So, one of the things that I think we've all shared some stories about is our childhood memories of Halloween were phenomenal. And obviously, we grew up in different areas of the country. We had different experiences. So let's talk about what was Halloween like when you were a kid. What was it like specifically in your neighborhood in the 70s and 80s when it was time to don those plastic masks and get out and rack up on the candy?
Well, for me, I'll tell you, Halloween was always a lot of fun. We had a great neighborhood that had lots of kids, so we were kind of out and about, small town Mississippi. So we would dress up. We got creative with our costumes. Most of them were homemade. Didn't go out. They didn't have the opportunities. We didn't have the opportunities you do on Amazon these days.
Wait a minute, you didn't have the Kmart costumes with the...
I might have had a mask, but then I had to create the rest of the outfit.
I gotcha. That's fair.
So yes, I had the mask that you couldn't see out of or breathe out of, and don't worry about strangers or anything like that. But so we had a great time, and as I got older, I moved into instead of having a small bag to get my treats, I would take a pillowcase.
Yes, sir. The more the merrier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you couldn't joke around with just a little pumpkin to put your candy in. You had to have a pillowcase.
I mean, that was a kid thing. That was a little kid thing. But when you hit like 4th and 5th grade, it was time to get serious.
Yeah.
One night, one shot, get it all in.
That's right.
You know what I loved about those masks that you're describing? Did your mom, dad keep pictures?
I'm sure there are a lot of pictures.
So here's the thing. You go back and you look at those pictures. It could be any kid in the neighborhood because it covers your entire face. You have no expression. You just are standing there in your little plastic mask waiting. Come on, Mom, let's get this over with. I want to hit the streets. There's candy to be had.
Absolutely. Sometimes there was no mask, but there was there may have been some Sharpie or something like that for a mustache or something along those lines. We use markers and things like that. To
accentuate.
Yeah.
Wilson, what about you? I mean, you grew up in the city, right, or near?
We did. I would say neighborhood kids and parental supervision. Not much of it, but I mean, we just felt safe. You could go anywhere. I think we played a lot of Ghost in the Graveyard and
Ghost in the Graveyard.
Freeze, flashlight tag, some of those things, Halloween night, and then just tore off into the neighborhood. Bikes, whatever we could, get us around the neighborhood faster.
So you were unaccompanied as well. Sounds like, Lee, you didn't. Your parents, unless you were really tiny, you pretty much went off and went.
No, I think the older I got, there was less supervision and more, let's just say, things that probably, we got a little crazy. We got into water balloons.
Let's tell more about that because, it is trick or treat, but we focus on the treats too much. I'm guessing you're getting into some of the tricks.
Treats were early. Tricks became the thing later.
Yeah.
The older I got, it became fun to gather up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of water balloons that you would start filling up 2 weeks before, and you'd have coolers strategically placed through the neighborhood in the woods. And
wow,
whenever
there
the trick-or-treaters would come through, you would we waited till 7:30ish, and then after that, the little kids were gone, and then it became the bigger kids, and so that's when you started throwing water balloons at them and at the cars as they rode by.
That's amazing. So I'm not terribly proud of this, but I'll share this with you guys. One of the things that I started doing, so my neighborhood had pretty large lawns, and so what people would do is, appropriately, you would walk down the street, walk up the driveway, walk across the sidewalk to get to the front door and ring the doorbell. But no kid follows that path. They want to take the straightest path to the door. And so they would cut right through the lawn. And when I was getting older and realized that this was the path they would take, I may have gotten some 60-pound test fishing line.
Nice.
And strung it between the trees at about the 3 to 4 inch mark, and just watched these kids run across the yard and flop all over and then their candy would spread, and so they would gather everything they could, but it was dark, and
So there was leftover candy for you.
that was the whole point. So
Oh
I
my
would go back and
gosh.
scrape up the droppings.
This is like warfare.
Well, yeah, and then you would make the adults mad when you hit their car with a water balloon, and then then you had to scatter.
When you got real brave, you might have hit a police car.
See, I'm learning so much about you, gentlemen. I'm glad y'all have matured.
The blue lights it made you run like roaches when the lights come on.
But yeah, I can remember parents being 3 or 4 houses behind us, and they would have their adult beverage, and we would just be, and as like you said, as we got older, they just stayed at the house and wanted to check out our loot when we got back
Absolutely.
and make sure there were no razor blades or
Oh my
anything.
God! Do you
Razor
remember
blades.
this? Yeah, there was always talk of razor blades or pins stuck in candy. That kid over in Alabama who chopped off his tongue because he was eating a Snicker bar that was laced with a razor blade. Those stories were wild, and of course they were not true, but that didn't stop people from sharing them. And I remember local hospitals would offer to X-ray your candy. Remember this? Did they do this up here?
I don't know.
I
that
didn't
I ever
worry
had
about
an
that
X-ray
stuff.
offer, but that sounds pretty awesome. And I mean, the concerned mothers. Was that pre-helicopter parents?
Well, there's
That they-
always
that
been
they-
helicopter parents.
That was kind of the latchkey era. They weren't around to actually supervise, so what they did was they worried at a distance.
Worried at distance. Call the hospital and see if I can work out a deal where we can do mass X-rays for candy.
Exactly. They got them all hysterical. Well, what when you got home, because that was the coolest thing, you really didn't pay attention to what people were dropping into your bag, bucket, pillowcase, in your case, Lee.
Right.
But when you got home and you dumped it all out and you really got to see what was in there, what was the one thing that you really had to have from a candy standpoint to make you happy? What was the thing you were looking for?
Full-size candy bars.
Anything full size. That was your category.
I did not like, fruit or
Wait.
Or you go to the
toothpaste.
dentist house and there's a toothpaste or a toothbrush in your
little dental floss.
No good.
whatever.
No
I think we went on a trick or treat through your neighborhood one time as our children were coming through, and there's a dentist in there, orthodontist, and he passed out toothbrushes and dental floss.
Ooh.
We did. That was one thing. My wife loves Halloween, and we would have Halloween parties when the kids were little or younger, and had the 4-wheeler with the trailer and hay and pull the kids around the neighborhood
Yeah, we did that.
with a cooler of adult beverages on the back.
There was even bobbing for apples at your
Yeah.
house, and all kinds of fun and games. Best costumes. There were awards.
Yep.
We did it right. So our neighborhood, kind of like yours, Lee, for whatever reason, almost every house had kids. Mm-hmm. And most of those kids were within 4 or 5 years of the same age group. It was a great neighborhood to grow up in. And so the parents would get together, and each year a different house would create a haunted house. And so the teenagers would sort of build it and host it, and all of us kids the night before would go to the haunted house and go through that thing. There would be bobbing for apples. There would be, hot dogs on the grill, and show off our costumes, get a little preview of what was going to come. That was as much fun as anything. Lots of dry ice, lots of
Dry ice
strobe
in the
lights.
pool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. I just, Halloween really was my favorite time of year. Maybe I just loved the fall coming, but we just couldn't wait to show off our costumes and just get into it.
Yeah. We always had a great time. We always got into mischief,
Little mischief.
little mischief. So how did it change?
Well,
Yeah.
we hadn't. Eric, what was your favorite candy?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, candies.
Oh, well, so I was really lucky because in addition to growing up in the coolest neighborhood in Slidell, Louisiana, shout out to French Branch, the guy who lived literally across the street was an M&M Mars salesman.
Oh,
All right? So you talk about full size. You would go to his house twice, right? And that the first time I ever had a Twix bar was at his house on Halloween because he got stuff early before it actually hit the market.
so you were his testing. They tested out on you guys to make sure if the candy was any good.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Test markets.
So I always remember that, the first Twix.
Man, right tricks or left Twix?
Man, back then they were all the same.
They were all the
We
same?
were all one.
Okay.
I don't know why we have to now divide. I want us to unify.
Nice.
So what about you, Wilson? What was your favorite candy?
Well, you'd get home. I divided mine into sections. So it was the
course.
keepers, sortas, the
Yeah.
second best, and then just
The crap.
the garbage.
to donate to Dad?
The toothbrushes, the floss.
Well, those black and orange toffee. Can't you remember those?
Yeah.
Say more?
Yeah.
Oh, like the stuff that came out of the mass bin at the grocery store?
Yeah, they were just wrapped in black
Yeah,
wax
yeah.
paper
No
or
good.
orange.
Soft peppermints.
Those were bad. Anything with coconut in it.
Oh,
Let her go.
yeah.
But Reese's peanut butter cups,
That was your go-to.
I would trade for those. I mean,
Yeah.
Twix,
It's like
Milky
money.
Ways, Super Bubble, and Hubba Bubba.
True.
Even though
Big
they
League Chew was a big time.
Yep. Even though you chew one piece of Super Bubble, it lasts about 8.5 seconds.
If you got 8.5
You
seconds,
had
you were
to
lucky.
have.
Yeah.
But it was just
Yeah.
it was good bubbles.
And that, you know what? It's funny. That was the only time I ever chewed Super Bubble for the most part. If I was at a baseball game for my friends, I might get it there. But that was a Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Was it Super Bowl or was it?
and
Was
by
it a
November
double bubble?
2nd, all of it was bad.
I
So you
think-
had to.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Double Bubble.
Was it a double
Super
Double
Bubble?
Bubble.
Super Bubble was the stuff they gave out at the dry cleaner.
Okay, gotcha.
Did your dry cleaner give
They
out
were
the bubble?
basically the same thing, but Double Bubble and Super Bubble were the.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And when then those, you remember the bubble gum that had the juice in them?
Oh, what was that? Did you?
No, it
it's
wasn't
not.
Juicy
It wasn't
Fruit.
juicy fruit. It was.
It literally burst
it
in your
had
mouth.
like
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that called?
Oh,
I remember
We're
those.
gonna have
Those
to,
were
we're
fun.
gonna have to look that up.
But then the wax Coke bottles or whatever,
Yeah.
those were bad. The lips, the wax lips or what that you could eat. Those were anyway. There's just
So
my sister and I would sort through and
I love
try to
pixie
trade
sticks and pixie sticks and the
yeah, but
and
that
the
had
sweet
heroin
tarts
or something
and-
in it.
no,
cocaine?
cyanide. It
Cyanide,
had
sorry.
cyanide. Don't eat the pixie sticks. People
Fun
are
dip.
hyping cyanide.
I'm fun dip.
You're into the powder.
I was into the powder.
Freshen up.
Freshen
Oh,
up.
the freshen
Bill
up.
found it. Do they still make that?
No.
Surely not. I can promise you, there's some chemicals in there.
But you mentioned your sister. So my sister, who is now a lawyer, and this tracks with how she thinks. She would go off with her friends. I would go off with my friends. And no matter, even though we were all pretty much hitting the same houses, she convinced me that she dumped her candy in the middle of the floor. I dumped mine in the same pile, and we would trade. We would literally negotiate one after another. And needless to say, she took wild advantage of me. I found myself with a hell of a lot of those dumb Smarties, because she would be like, "Hey, I'll give you 3 of these Smarties for that one Snicker." Yeah,
See, Starbursts are not my favorite.
Starburst. I mean, they're fine, but
Well,
yeah, I
they get
agree.
caught in your teeth. Starburst, Smarties.
But you had floss from the dentist down the street. It was okay. But you were a chocolate guy, is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
The good news is, Eric, is I believe that you have improved your negotiating skills now.
You think?
Because she probably formed you into the person you are today because of her negotiating and making sure that whenever you took the short end of the stick as a child, that now you're better for it. I mean, I'm just saying.
I never saw that angle. I thought.
Well, I mean, I'm a
funny
first
me, I
child.
thought she was just taking advantage of it.
Well, you notice
was.
when the oldest child,
But you got
the
to make
first
it a
child,
positive.
the first child always makes sure that the younger child is learns all the lessons they need to learn earlier than you did.
That she did. There was no doubt about it. And then, did your parents ever get into your candy?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Like,
Yes.
would they get in there the night of, or they?
Oh yeah. No, Dad had to check it before we got in. Let me see what you got in there, son.
He was looking for pins and razor blades.
Or after,
Or things he wanted.
or after we went to bed, you'd wake up and they'd be like,
What happened?
"What happened? My favorites are gone."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do believe as an adult, I consider it now. I tried to teach the kids you have to tithe to Daddy.
The dad tax.
That's the dad tax or tithing, whichever one.
Yeah.
It's important to give 10% to Dad.
So, one of the things Wilson mentioned, Ghost in the Graveyard. What are some of the spooky rituals around Halloween that you did? Because I remember another game we would play called Light as a Feather, Did you guys do this?
Never heard of that one.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so this is like a slumber party ritual game, but it always works.
Slumber party.
Usually, because you need at least 5 people.
I think there was a movie about that.
There weren't pillow fights, were there?
Stop.
This was a boy slumber party.
Okay, I was just checking.
Fist fights, maybe. But what you do is one person you obviously light a couple of candles, bring the lights low. One person lays on the floor, and then you surround that person, and you just put 2 fingers from each hand under them. So like I've got the left side, Lee, you got the right side. Maybe Wilson's got the head, someone's got the feet. And you say, first of all, he looks sick. And then everybody repeats it, he looks sick. And then you say, he looks dead. And everybody repeats, he looks dead. And then you say, he looks as light as a feather. And what you're doing is you're convincing yourself that you're dealing with a light corpse, I guess. And so then you try to lift them. Yeah, that's how we did it. And then you tried to lift them with your 2 fingers. And I swear to you, it worked. It worked. So you would kind of mentally convince yourself that you could do this, and it was like without any effort you could lift them. Kind of a Ouija board thing.
No, we did not.
No,
I don't think that would have been
that
Barton's
sounds
parental unit
No,
approval.
that would have definitely gotten vetoed at my house.
You didn't do witchcraft.
No, that's Louisiana. It's
No
gotta
witchcraft.
be. I think that's
Maybe.
No, Mississippi, we didn't do that.
So I'm guessing you didn't do Bloody Mary. Did you do Bloody Mary?
No.
Come on.
All right, explain, because I think I did play Bloody Mary.
So Bloody Mary, you go into the bathroom, and you stare into the mirror, and then you turn the light out, and you say Bloody Mary 3 times, and then you flip the light on, and allegedly you would see the reflection when the light came back on of this awful creature staring back at you in the mirror. That one never worked. Light as a feather worked, but Bloody Mary never did.
Thank goodness.
Y'all didn't have any of this kind of stuff?
No, I don't recall
I don't really
that.
remember.
I don't recall that.
Okay, fine.
I mean,
I'm sorry you missed out. But you know what? When we're done recording, we'll do a light as a feather right here.
Oh,
What do you think?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta
Okay.
take some pictures of that.
I recommend I'd be the dead guy. 'Cause
I recommend
You are the smallest
You
of
are
us.
the lightest one in the
sure
room, I promise you. That's
All right,
awesome.
but Halloween night, though, you had to watch. Or before pre-Halloween to get ready, you had to watch movies.
Halloween season, yeah.
that was, and again, 70s and 80s, the volume and quality of horror flicks and ghost movies were the best.
Yeah.
Again, we go back to this. So Wilson, what was the one movie, the first movie that you can remember truly scaring you, like leaving you up at night with the lights on, hiding under the covers?
I would say probably Little Halloween.
The
Michael
original.
Myers, the original. That was probably it.
Halloween is the one movie like when it's this time of year, my wife and I would like to watch horror movies. We put the TV back out on the patio, have a little drink of wine, and watch Halloween. That's the one we have to watch
It's a great movie.
because you got, and it's a classic premise. You've got a guy who has escaped the mental farm, and why was he in the mental institution to begin with? He murdered his sister
Yep.
on Halloween night, wearing one of those stupid clown costumes with the plastic mask, by the way. That's probably what drove him over the edge.
But that mask that Michael Myers wore, I mean, it was freaking scary, but it didn't look. I mean, it wasn't a Halloween mask. It wasn't.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
I mean, it wasn't
I'm talking about
a
the clown costume when he killed his sister. But yes, when he escaped, he was wearing a full-on like
I mean, that was much scarier to me than
the blank
Jason from
expression.
Friday the 13th with the hockey mask and some of the others.
I'm a Friday the 13th for me and Freddy Krueger. Those are the
Let's
two.
talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. That was the one.
That would be number 2 for me.
That was the first one that made me truly like. I'll always remember this. My friend Dean Welburn was having some friends over to spend the night. It was early October. That was the year that like VHS VCRs were popular. I don't know how he got a copy of it.
VHS or Betamax?
Probably VHS.
Okay.
But
Betamax was like the 8-track, buddy.
But anyway, he had Nightmare on Elm Street, and so look, we know the premise. The idea is if you fall asleep, Freddy Krueger will come into your dreams and try to kill you, and if you die in your dream, you die in real life.
Yeah.
And it was just, and you literally convinced yourself that this could happen. Again, it was Wes Craven, one of the great horror flick makers, directors of his time, and Freddy Krueger was this horrible burned up guy with these gardening gloves with shears on the end. Oh my God! I mean, it was the first time you saw a guy like this.
Yeah.
Do you remember the backstory though for where he came from? This kind of gets lost.
Yeah.
But he was a child killer.
Right.
He murdered children,
And all the parents.
killed him, burned him up.
Yeah.
Burned him up.
Which is why his face was all scarred
Was it
up.
in the incinerator at the school?
I think so. That seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems right. But he came back as a ghost to get revenge on these kids. Like, how can I get back at these parents who burned me up? I will kill their kids in their dreams.
Their kids are, I mean,
It was a creepy movie
It
for
was
sure.
so creepy.
and because he was in your dreams, he was really in your dreams.
He was in your. I mean, you couldn't get him out of your head.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the little nursery rhyme tale or the
Now I'll lay me
song?
down to sleep.
No. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Oh my gosh.
3, 4,
Cut.
better lock
I don't want to
the
do this
door.
anymore.
5, 6, get your crucifix.
Oh my
7, 8, don't stay up late. 9,
Oh my
10, never sleep again.
Oh.
I mean, it was. I mean,
That's-
do you have chills? Maybe Bill, if we
Yes,
can sample that into the final. I don't know if we might get sued for actually playing the real deal. He's saying no, don't do it.
No, I don't know.
But it was just that. I mean, the level of they got into kids' heads, and I promise you, that night at Dean Welburn's house, I did not sleep a wink.
Yeah, that was
I
a pretty
believe
scary
that.
movie.
I believe that 100%. I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight.
That's right. You'll be light as a feather when it's over.
Oh gosh.
All right, so I got another, and I don't know if any of y'all have seen this, but it's called Duel.
It's a movie duel.
Yes, and I'm trying to think of who's in it, but it's a road rage. I mean, it's probably the first movie that.
So is this more modern, more
No,
recent?
it's 1983.
Yes.
And it was one of Spielberg's first movies.
Okay.
But so it's this traveling salesman is driving, stops at a gas station, somehow ticks off a truck driver, but you never see the truck driver, and he follows him and
I have seen
tailgates him and messes with him the whole trip, and it is.
Oh wow.
It is a scare. I mean, it's not like
Yes.
murder mayhem, but it is.
I may have seen that recently.
But it is a great. If you haven't seen it, it is a great movie.
Lee, that wasn't the movie. That was you driving down to New Orleans for the Tulane game. You ticked off quite a few truckers.
Hey.
No, but the trucker, you never see the trucker's face. All you see is his cowboy boots and
And the
him
grill,
getting in and
the
out
grill
of
of
the
his
truck and the truck, and you never see him, and it's just
That's pretty frightening stuff. Because again, that's the kind of
because
thing.
when you drive around 240 now, I mean,
Yeah.
you're thinking Duel. So it's actually a good movie
Okay.
if you need something to watch.
When Lee, you'd mentioned Friday the 13th when you threw out Elm
Right.
Street. I mean, again, it's all about the Michael Myers with Halloween, Freddy Krueger with Nightmare on Elm Street, and then
Son.
Oh, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Wasn't it his name?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
with his
Came out of
hockey
the water.
mask.
Came out of the water.
Unkillable.
Yeah, didn't he drown?
I think that was his original
Yeah.
backstory. He
Yeah.
drowned at summer camp.
Yeah.
Sleepaway? No, not Sleepaway. What was it called?
I don't know. We'll have to look. We'll have to
I
Google
used to
that.
scare my sister so bad walking around the house.
Doing what you just did to Lee.
Jason. He would get so mad. I thought it was hysterical, but
know.
I love
can
her.
see.
But it was funny.
But he killed a bunch of kids in the woods at camp, wearing the mask. So you'll always remember the Michael Myers mask, and you'll always remember the Jason mask. Yeah, I feel like the NHL had to change their style of hockey mask just to stop being associated with this guy. Just
That's
a
true.
good flat white basic hockey mask. He was hacking and chopping and just
That was really a slasher. I mean, because
Yeah.
I don't remember it being overly scary, other than just all the I'm gonna slash you up and the blood everywhere. It was.
yeah.
The Shining was a good one too, though.
What happened to the? I mean,
Like The Shining.
why is it though? I mean, I don't want to debunk anything here, but just 1 second. But I mean, all these horror films. I mean, now as an adult, you go, what? Why would Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Why would you run into the closet with the chainsaws? I mean, let's hide here.
Yeah, that's certainly.
Yeah, let's go into the creepy looking house.
That's right.
I feel like it was the producer's intent to try to get the audience speaking and yelling at the screen, "Don't do that!
Probably.
Go the other way!"
But you got to love the commercials today.
Yeah.
What is it? An insurance commercial or something like
I think
that?
it's Geico or one of those.
Yeah, one of the. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
hilarious. I
But
love
yeah,
that.
that was always part of the plot line. Every one of these movies had teenagers usually making pretty dumb decisions. Even Halloween, if you remember, they were babysitting kind of across the street from one another, and
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie, that was her
first
her
movie.
acting debut. But anyway, she
She had a great career.
Well, one last question: did you have any like rituals, like scary rituals? I'm not talking about Bloody Mary or Light as a Feather, but like places you would go to scare yourself. So here's.
Why would you do that?
We just loved it.
Just out of curiosity.
We just loved. So
Is this how you became a breakdancer?
between that and my sister stealing my candy, it just broke me. It broke me.
I feel. Do you want to lay down on the couch over there? Let's talk about the rest of your childhood.
No, so there was a cemetery on the back roads of Slidell where I grew up. And the only way to get there was on a dirt road, a long, windy dirt road through the woods. It was an old, underkept cemetery. They probably hadn't buried anybody in there for 15 years. And the legend was there was a caretaker there who was an albino. And again, we were very politically incorrect. I'm going to put out that disclaimer now. But there was an albino cemetery caretaker. And his nickname was Onion Head for reasons you can probably understand. And we would drive out through this windy road at night, and supposedly as you came to the end and your headlights started scanning old rundown tombstones with Spanish moss draping out of these trees, if you flickered your bright lights, Onion Head would appear. He would come out from behind the tombstones and chase you out.
Whoa.
And we did this, like we did this.
You did this more than once.
We did this more than once. I remember there was a guy who was kind of naturally scared of stuff like this, and we talked him into going with us. There were probably 5 of us piled into my old Cutlass Supreme, and he was sitting in the back.
Yes.
And 4 of us had done this a couple of different times. It was his first. And we...
Did you have like sunroof or T-tops or
no,
anything in
just
that?
the very basic
Okay.
1978 Cutlass Supreme. With each door was probably 50 pounds a door.
Sorry.
But we drive out there, and we're telling the story of Onion Head, and we're making up stuff. Oh yeah, the last time we were there, he chased us out of the woods, and we had to drive fast, and we got stuck in the mud. And so we're getting him all hyped up, and you could tell he was quiet, like he wasn't saying a word. And finally, we get to the end of the road, and the headlights start shining on the tombstones, and it's quiet. And my friend who was riding shotgun goes, "There he is!" And he just screams, and I immediately stomped on the gas. Now, here's the thing with a 1978 Cutlass Supreme. It had a carburetor, and if you hit the gas too hard, it stalled out.
Oh, no.
And I did not mean to do it, but I flooded out the car, and it stopped.
I was just thinking it probably wouldn't respond like you wanted it to.
So I'm kind of freaking out. And so I got the car to restart, and I finally spun out and got going back the other direction. And as we're driving back, like nobody was saying a word, and all of a sudden you could smell, what is that? What does that smell? Well, have you ever heard the expression "scared the poop out of someone"?
No.
Okay.
We scared the poop out of this guy in the back seat.
Okay.
Going to Onion Head Cemetery.
It'll
Did you
happen.
ever meet?
It'll do
Did
it
you
every
ever
time.
see Onion Head, or is this just all
It was
rumor?
It was all folklore.
Well, look, guys, I know that Halloween. This has been a lot of fun talking about this. But one of the things we've done here, along with Halloween, is we stepped out today and we're sampling a little Blood Oath. So this is the Pack 9 2023 Blood Oath. Blood Oath, I believe, is Lux Row distiller, and they finished this one in a sherry cask. It is a blend of 3 bourbons. It's a 16-year-old, 12-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And then it's pretty easy. It's 90 proof. I think you should be pretty good. What do you think, guys?
I love the choice, and obviously well timed with the Halloween and the Blood Oath. So thank you for that. It is 90 proof. It drinks like a 90 proof. It's nice and easy,
Nice and smooth.
but it's a good finish. It's got some pepper on the back end, nice spicy. I'm not picking up a whole lot of fruit, but I'm getting the spice. I'm getting the oak.
It's got a nice finish.
Yeah.
Not too spicy, but just a good.
It's a little nutty.
Little nutty.
A little nutty.
Yeah.
some spearmint, maybe. You kind of get a little that's this little spice, almost like a little bit of a rye, like an Indiana rye.
I'm picking up some freshen up gum. Are you picking that up?
I think you meant cinnamon freshen up gum.
Big Red. No, this is good. Thank you.
Good.
I think
All right.
Jobo could use a refill.
Okay.
Easy, Joe. Good reference, Wilson.
Major League.
Major
Reference
League.
to Major League.
Yeah.
It's not easy to find. Comes out once a year. These are limited editions. They come out in this pretty cool little box. Almost looks like a coffin.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you lay it flat, it looks like a casket.
The presentation is pretty strong. So
Yeah.
Anyway, glad you guys enjoyed it.
Is there a reason for the name Blood Oath?
Wow, great question, Wilson. And I don't have the answer to that.
Well, no, I was just curious.
That's a good question.
I mean, this is a series that they do each year, that Lux Road does each year, and so they do a different blend and or finish each year. And I believe I'm about to look up exactly why it started and how it started that way. But each year is different. I've had the 19, 20, 21, 22, and this is the 23 pack.
So you're a fan.
I have been a fan. Yes.
Have you made a blood oath in order to get on the list to keep getting the new stuff? Is that how it works?
Well, I mean, today it used to be a lot harder. I mean, there's not that many bottles that come out, but you know, because it is a unique bottle, and they spend a lot on the packaging. But at the end of the day, this one sat on the shelf for quite a while, and was available at a number of stores here in Memphis for several weeks to a month or so.
Well, this has been fun. I'm looking forward to Halloween. Like I said, this has always been one of my favorite times of year, and so I appreciate you guys sharing your stories. And you're making me want some chocolate right now.
Well, it is nice. The fall, the leaves are falling, and the wind blowing. You know, makes it a little spooky too. With the leaves as you're running down the street.
I'm ready to go, guys.
Let's go.
I'm ready to hit the streets tomorrow night. I'm assuming we're going to drop this Wednesday. So if we do, tomorrow night is trick or treat time, baby.
You know, the sad part about being an empty nester is there's no dad tanks.
I'll teach you how
just
to
get
make
the
this work.
leftovers that don't get picked up. So you buy good candy.
So if you turn your lights off early, is that what you're saying? Then you
That's
get to
what
keep
I'm
the candy you already bought?
Yep.
That's exactly how it works.
Nice.
So buy the good stuff.
Buy the good stuff and give out the bad, right?
Don't even buy the bad, because then you just shut it off early.
Boom.
Don't waste your money on
Here,
bad
kid,
candy.
Here,
Yeah.
have some wax lips and some Smarties. I'm keeping
If
the
you're going to do
chocolate.
that, just leave them on the front porch
Yeah.
in a bag saying, take what you want.
And the first kid takes it all.
Only take one, yeah. Well, listen, friends, listeners, I hope you enjoy this. Hope you have a great Halloween. If you've got a good story that you want to share about your Halloween memories, or maybe how you keep up candy long after the Halloween days are over, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at 3assortedcrackers@gmail.com. How about this? If you've got a really cool costume that you're really proud of that you want to share with us, we will put it on our Instagram page. So send that in. You can tag us on 3 Assorted Crackers on Instagram, and we will put that sucker up there and share it for the world. We'd love to hear from you.
Sounds awesome.
Love that.
So enjoy yourselves, everybody. Be careful out there. Don't eat any razor blade candy. Don't go stale. And
Be ready to try new flavors.
amen. Bill said he's recording. You guys.
This is my
ready?
favorite part. It's my favorite. The pre-show banter.
We could forget the show. Let's just bull. What do you think?
No.
No,
No.
that's
I think
going to go
a-
off the rails in a
that's a
hurry.
bad idea.
Cowards.
But that